I've been looking for a house with no walls or no whispers, no hiding places, no secret sister. Been looking for a house that won't shelter a lie, no tear-stained past or reason to cry. I wanna live.
I am Nan Gill of Empowering Women Everywhere, a show designed for women and the men that love them. Today, we are honored to have as our guest Christine Rolando, the Development Officer, and Neil Caplan, the Executive Director of the Bannerman Castle Trust of Glenham, New York. So wonderful to have you both here today.
It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you, Nan, for having us.
We're very happy that you're here. So can you tell me where Bannerman Castle is located, Christine?
Sure. Well, I heard you give the description of that's the address. So we're actually located on a 6.5 acre island in the middle of the Hudson River. And technically, where is it?
It's in Fishkill, New York.
How's that?
Technically, it's 1,000 feet from the Fishkill shore, so you hear the trains going by all the time.
Okay, so it's an island in the middle of the Hudson River, and on that island, what's there?
On the island is the remains of Bannerman Island Arsenal, which was a warehouse for Frank Bannerman VI for his collection of military equipment from the Spanish-American War and the Civil War. He was the father of the Army-Navy store, and he needed a place to store his goods because he had a lot of volatile things too, like bombs.
That is volatile.
Cannonballs.
Yes,
That's very
cannonballs.
Lots of
volatile.
cannonballs.
All kinds of things, ammunition and things like that. And he had it at warehouses in Brooklyn, and the city of Brooklyn did not want him to have it there.
I can understand
Neither
that.
Well,
did his wife.
he
is my
also had-
understanding.
He also had barrels of black gunpowder for the muskets and that kind of thing. And that's very volatile. So that in itself could have blown up half a block in Brooklyn. And so they didn't want it there. So on a buying trip, he's up and down the Dayliner on the Hudson with his wife Helen. And they pass the island. And it's just this rock. There's nothing really on it. And
It's absolutely beautiful. I've been there.
it is.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's breathtaking.
I've been there too.
A few times.
But it's really quite amazing.
So, what is the Bannerman Castle Trust, and why was it formed, and what's its mission?
The Bannerman Castle Trust is a not-for-profit friends organization working with New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation for the preservation and stabilization, restoration of Bannerman Island. When I first started, I really wanted to put a theater somewhere, and we looked at a place up in Red Hook, an old movie house. It was very expensive. So then I had this idea that we'd keep looking, and I was given a book called Day Hops to the Hudson Valley from my friend Sheila McManus, and in it was a little picture by John Gould, who was a famous Hudson Valley artist, illustrator of Bannerman Island, and it had a story in it. And I was like, where is this place? It said it was in Cold Spring. Well, I called Cold Spring and I called everywhere around the island, and nobody knew where it was. It finally turned out it was owned by New York State Parks, and they had claimed it forever wild that it should fall back to the earth, and so it was just an excuse that they didn't have the money and they weren't going to spend the money there, so
Okay.
they didn't do it. So they asked me to send them a letter, and I sent them a letter with all kinds of information on what this could be. It could be a theater, there could be a hotel, we could have all kinds of activities there, and they sent me a note back saying very kindly, but we're sorry, but we're going to refuse this, and so long. And I said, oh no, that's not going to happen. And I went out from Brooklyn, my wife and I would come up, and we would go to the festivals, and we would have documents signed to change the designation from a scenic ruin, so that we could turn it into a tourist destination where we could do theater. And so
your passion is theater.
Theater, yeah, and films and all kinds of things. So it's kind of fun.
Cool. So what kind of programs do you offer the general public?
We have a third Sunday music program where you come and you take a tour of the island. You walk around by yourselves. We usually have a band, or we have a vocalist, or we have a pianist or a musician, and they play while they're there. And that's at the third Sunday of every month.
Okay.
And we also do our films, which are sponsored by Showtime Cinemas in Newburgh. And we have...
Not all of them are sponsored by Showtime Cinemas.
About more than half. There's one that's not sponsored by them, and that's
Okay.
Collar.
Okay.
Collar is sponsored by Nan and David. And
Willie Gilly
Gilly Productions. I knew it, but I had to okay.
That's why
I
you
to
have
do
us.
I know, but I have to do my I do my homework, but the mind says, where is that thought? So,
Well, he's got a lot going
So-
on because this
yeah.
week is the Titanic,
We're
so
doing the
that's a lot
Titanic
happening
dinner
for
this
sure.
year.
Okay, so you
So
have dinners
We
there.
do dinners. We have
It's-
2 dinners there.
You have historic dinners.
Well, there's one historic dinner, which is the Titanic dinner, and this year we're doing it again. It's the first class menu, but the Titanic had incredible menus for lunch, brunch menus, breakfast menus, all kinds of things. So we have a wide range of things that we can do just involving the Titanic.
Right.
And Titanic it's not quite tied to Bannerman Island, but David Bannerman, who was Frank Bannerman, the 6th son who built the castle, he sailed on the sister ship, the Olympic. The Olympic was one of the 3 sister ships, the Olympic, the Titanic, and the Britannia.
Right.
And the Titanic dinner, it's a fundraiser. And last year we did it with a play called Scotland Road, which was unbelievably wonderful last year. And that's about a woman found on an iceberg. And when they pick her up, all she says is Titanic.
Actually, people can sign up to go to these amazing dinners.
Absolutely.
And how do they get to the island?
We have a 44 passenger vessel.
Uh-huh.
It's a tour boat. It takes 44 people, and we go from Beacon, the waterfront. It takes about a half hour to get down, a half hour to get back.
That sounds like fun.
And when we want to do more than 44 people and have like an audience of 88, we'll take 2 boatloads. We'll go drop a boatload off. They'll do a tour before the show starts, and then they'll go back, get the other people. They'll come back. They'll have a little break so they can get something at the concession stand if they want. And then the show starts. And then after the show's over, the first group goes back, and the second group stays and gets a lecture. And then they come and pick them up.
So they can go on a great historic dinner. You have weddings there too, right?
We do offer weddings there. We had a wedding last year that was stunning, just beautiful.
What a beautiful place to get married.
Oh my
The
God!
backdrop's amazing
Yeah.
for a wedding. Yeah, it's a
We-
ceremony. They
we
do.
have-
Gorgeous.
Well, we have ceremonies, but we also will offer weddings for like 44 or 50 people. The second dinner that we do is a 5-course dinner that's been done for about 14 years now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that's that's part of that event. And then we have our theater. And can I go back to the movies? We have incredible movies. And this year we've just finished Jaws to sell out crowd. We're working on The Birds, and then we have Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeve. And then we're going to have this incredible show called Collar,
Collar.
which stars David Patrick Wilson, and he directed it and wrote it and was in it. So, and everybody can come and meet and greet him and a few other actors that are in the show.
Yeah,
so it's
And
gonna
that's
be
going to
very
be June
exciting.
17th for our listeners.
You're going to have David Patrick Wilson, who is the writer, director, and played T.J. Williams. And then you're going to have Jamie Santana,
Right.
who at one time was village justice in the town of Walk Hill in Orange County here. We're also going to have Bettina Sky there, and she's in a lot of films now.
It's wonderful.
She's been very active, and she's excited about coming.
Well, we're excited about having all of you there. Now we have to get the word out and get people to come so we can fill up. We'll be filling up 2 boats to try to get 88 people there
Oh,
for
cool.
the film.
Now, why is it so important that you have all these fundraisers? Why is it so important for them?
Well, because the island, we're losing pieces of the buildings. We have to have money to keep things going. We've got that back to a museum now.
Oh.
And we put the sidewalks back. The terrace is now back. That was all dilapidated and gone. We're working on one of the walls that says Bannerman Island Arsenal because we have issues with the wall. It's a massive project.
Right.
I want to jump in a minute. Massive isn't the word. You know, we don't want those walls to crumble because once they're gone, they're gone.
That was a $700,000 project.
Right.
So, and we got the residents, the floors, the roof put in, and we got stabilization done on the main building.
Now, there is a
there's
place
lot.
on your website if somebody wants to make a donation to
Oh,
save
yeah.
the buildings on this
Yes,
gorgeous
you
Yeah,
island.
they can designate to certain gifts, you know, to
Right.
certain areas of.
We are
whichever-
putting windows in. The windows are $2,500 a window in the residence. And then, and then they'll get a plaque with their name on it that it was donated by them. And we're working slowly on that. And we put the picture window in last year, which makes all the difference in the world because this is big, wonderful window. And it was just dark because we had it boarded over.
Now, from what I understand, if you want to volunteer to help out on the island, you do accept volunteers.
Absolutely. And we,
Yes.
our volunteer coordinator, Mike Boston, takes volunteers. He works with the 373 local plumbers and steam fitters union, and he brings a lot of union people over to work and do things for gratis. But he also, if anyone's interested, he'll take them for that. Now we also have our volunteer gardeners who've been working since 2007 to transform the island from a Sleeping Beauty's mess, or what can I say, with all the vines and thistles that you couldn't walk through it.
Right.
And they've transformed it into incredible gardens. They're just wonderful. They go out on Wednesdays from 9 o'clock to like 12:30.
Very beautiful if you're going to have a wedding there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the gardens are absolutely amazing.
Absolutely gorgeous.
But they work hard at it.
They do work hard at it.
And you can volunteer to help out.
You can.
Yeah.
Donna Blakemore does that, and she's pretty amazing. They do a great job.
So tell us a little bit about your vision for the amphitheater.
We're looking at putting an amphitheater on, when you come up the stairs to the left, you see the main structures, and we're looking to put it on that slope there so that you'll see the building. So we're getting some concept drawings and things right now to figure out how to do it. But the topography there is going to dictate what we actually do and how it's going to land, because 6 inches to a foot down is bedrock, so it's very rocky.
Yeah.
So but the idea is to have the castle in the background, so it's a really cool.
And then you would have what kind of shows in the amphitheater?
We would do concerts and things in the amphitheater, and sometimes theater, depending on what it is. Shakespeare, we've had the Hudson Valley Shakespeare come out and do shows and stuff. But but I still like the little theater that we have up at the top.
It's beautiful.
It's just a little
Quaint.
little place, but shows work really well there. If you want an intimate show, and we've done some intimate shows. We've even done things like Arsenic and Old Lace, where you have to have a staircase and stuff, and we actually pulled it off, thanks to Bill Diamond, who's an incredible designer. And but we've been able to do that kind of thing over there. So, and this year we're doing Nonsense with Nancy Alfarth, who was a Broadway actress. She was in Annie. She played Grace Farrell. This was back in the day, but she's an incredible teacher and an incredible singer. She's playing the Mother Superior. And Donald Brenner is going to be directing, and he's directed over 130 regional and off-Broadway productions, and he's directing. And then we're doing...
So it's really good quality theater that you get.
Oh, we are. Yeah. And we're doing the Anastasia File, which is it's a staged reading, but they'll have costume pieces, and it's just this amazing piece. It's about Anna Mannerheim, who for 63 years claimed to be Anastasia, the Tsar Nicholas II daughter. In 2007, after she died, they found other graves a little earlier, and then they exhumed them, and they did DNA testing, and then found that the two bodies there were the missing bodies. Supposedly, they were the bodies of the royals, so it could have been one or the other. However,
here's the date also, September 8th and 9th.
Yeah.
It's a date
If you look at,
it's a better quality, yes.
you look here, this is Anna Manahan or Anna Anderson, and that is Anastasia, and the facial structure is very similar.
Right.
And you even see it in an older picture of her, in her funny hat as an older lady, and then as a young kid, and they still have the same face. If you have enough money, you can do anything. So that's the Anastasia File, and we're doing the Nonsense. This guy who does this for us. This is Johan Ayub. He's a Beacon illustrator,
Very
artist,
talented.
and he just nailed this. How can you put nuns on a poster for Bannerman's Island? So it looks like they're going to fly down and land right onto Bannerman's Island. He did such an amazing job. And of course, with the Anastasia File.
Well, I met one of your nuns.
Oh, you met
you
Nancy
did,
Alcorn.
I did.
Yeah, she's going to be
she's
fun.
She's a riot.
She is very fun. And then the last show we're doing is Dracula. And Dracula is with
perfect
Theater
for
on
Bannerman's
the
Island.
Theater on the Road is doing Dracula. Done it. We're doing it like a yearly because it makes money. I don't care. It doesn't matter how good or how bad the show is. People come to see Dracula. They don't care. They just want to have fun.
But it's a good show.
It's a fun show. It's fun. It's very dated. This one's the 1929 version that they reprised on Broadway with Frank Langella in 1978.
Right.
And that's this one. We did another one by Crane Johnson, which was more psychological. It was more words. There wasn't anything, no special effects in it and stuff. But but there are a few special effects. Not. It's hard to do special effects on Bannerman's Island, but I mean, there are a couple things that we're able to pull off, and so.
So, and if anybody wants to go on a tour,
Please go to the website.
Go to our website at www.bannermancastle.org. And
you can sign up for the films. You can sign up
everything
that we have.
That we have.
Yep.
But you really have to buy in advance because we sell out. We do sell out on everything, so it's pretty amazing.
So hurry up and get your tickets.
Yeah, Titanic sold out already, so that's
sold
been
out
sold out.
The Titanic
January.
Third day.
Yeah.
Good job.
So I actually have one ticket because someone couldn't do it. So what am I going to do?
So a single.
It's like a single, but they're hard to sell usually, and it's a $300 ticket. So
11 courses, right?
Yeah, 11 courses, and they're like 4 or 5 different chefs. They're really good. So,
you know what you should do? You should have a contest for someone to win that ticket, and they can, put in like maybe $15 for a chance, and then draw the ticket and give it to that person.
It's a great idea. Let's see if that's possible.
We'll consider
to do that. I know that if I had 2 tickets, I put it online. It'll go in 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. That's just people really enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. I mean, it's just. So we have a pretty busy season with the movies and the theater.
Yeah.
And
we're
different
looking
events.
forward to coming there with
And we're
Collar.
looking forward to having you and to see Collar. Can you tell me a little bit about Collar?
Well, Christina's seen it, yes.
Oh, years ago, though. Yeah, years ago. So I'm looking forward to it again, to watch and to see everyone come out to the island.
Well, Collar is about a detective.
Yes.
And he's, you know, going about his detective business and whatnot. And he gets involved in a drug bust. And he ends up and he sees a young black man on the wall. And he tells him to freeze. And the young black man tries to escape and he shoots him and kills him. And it turns out to be his son's best friend.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it's about it deals with Black Lives Matter. It deals with All Lives Matter. It also deals with Me Too. At the time, you know, and at the time that it came out, Hollywood did not want to deal with that. They did not want to deal with Me Too. They did not want to deal with, you know, the up and coming things.
Well, people in Hollywood were getting put in jail for things, you know.
Not at that point.
Yeah.
They weren't being jailed yet.
Yeah.
And that's why they wanted it quiet. So
Yeah.
we were told by Reader and Feig, who's one of the top entertainment attorneys, that the film is epic. And he couldn't get it distributed. So we're doing it now ourselves. And that's why we wanted to offer it to Bannerman Island.
We appreciate it so much.
So that, you know, we could help with the renovations out there. You've got so many renovations
Oh my
going.
God. Oh my
You've
God.
got the
It's
Tower
just
North interior, North Wall interior. You have the Bannerman Arsenal wall you're working
We're
on.
working on that.
Yep. The
have the
Arsenal
lodge.
side wall, window, and wall repair.
Mm-hmm.
82 warehouse support beam. And people can actually pick what they want to donate to.
Yeah,
they absolutely can.
They
Yeah, we can, you know, target that area of that
Absolutely.
where they want to
But,
contribute.
you know, it's really good when we're working on a project to focus everything on the one project and not move it around. Because, you know, projects cost a lot of money. To have a guy come out and to work on the chimney that's at the top of the tallest building there that's failing, that could make the wall come down. That's about $275,000 just there to do and getting to the window that we're talking about. You have to clear everything. You have to put up bases for the scaffolding. You have to scaffold it. That's another $75,000 or $100,000. And it's
So
not
if
the
someone,
window. It's
even if
getting
someone
to it.
has scaffolding that they could, loan you or donate to you.
That's a great idea, but it doesn't work because scaffolding has liability with it and it follows the person who owns it.
So basically, if people want to donate, what we're doing is there's a strategic plan for fundraising where people can donate in, like he said, in a very strategic or logistical way, because as we unfold the amphitheater, the plans for the amphitheater, once we go through the steps that we have to go through, there'll be opportunities for naming. So there'll be naming opportunities for various areas in the amphitheater. And we can't just approach one wall with perhaps not doing something next. But that's why they call me. I'm the development person. And we can work with them and see, take them on a tour so they can come and experience it and really see where the critical need is.
Right.
And then we can help them,
So
decide.
I think everyone should take a tour.
Oh,
I mean, it's
absolutely.
Absolutely. And if you
gorgeous.
want to give us a lot of money, we'll take you over by yourselves and show you everything you want to see. So, but I think you really have to see it for yourself,
We do. Yeah.
because it really takes your breath away, and it's the Bannerman bug.
I think it's
know?
not until you go there, how I can't even. What's the word? You took us on the tour the day
It's the
we
Bannerman
went.
bug.
But all right, the Bannerman
get the
bug.
Bannerman
Simply
bug.
said, it's amazing.
It's gorgeous.
It is amazing.
And it's amazing
historic.
because the architecture on the island
my
is
gosh.
like none other I've ever seen.
None
It
other.
is. It is.
It's
None other.
absolutely gorgeous.
So come out to see Collar on June 17th, right?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan to me.
And come
too.
see our other shows too. But
Yeah.
Collar's going to be
A
a
special.
highlight
Very special.
for our films right now. We have older films too, like Portrait of Jenny, which is a classic. and we have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which is going to be playing in July.
Well, it's an
All kinds of
amazing,
stuff.
it's an amazing night out if you really want to impress your date
Yeah.
with a great thing to do. I mean, there's
It's
so
fun.
much to do out there.
It's so much fun, and we just have a new pavilion with a new gift shop, and that's really exciting that we have that. So that took a lot of time and a lot of money, but I think it was worth putting it there.
And West Point cadets helped out on some of these projects also.
They did.
So we
on
have
the
various.
restroom.
You know, if any of your viewers have a like a civic organization,
Right.
you know, there's a lot of civic organizations that are looking for a project. Bannerman can be a project for that.
Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts, Rotary, Kiwanis, any of those.
We have a lot of
We have
projects
a lot
for
of projects like
Boy
that.
Scouts. They come
Like
over
an
and
Eagle
they,
Scout project.
they get their
Yep.
paintbrushes out and they
Yeah.
start doing things that we need done over there.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
Well, it's been a real pleasure
It's
having
been a
pleasure
the
having
both
you
of you
too.
and
Thank
learning
you.
so much about this gorgeous island that's right in our Hudson
Right in the
River,
Hudson Valley.
not far.
thank you.
You know what a lot of people say? They say, oh, I've been on the train and I've passed by, but I never really understood what it is. So we urge them to come out and learn. And he knows so much, and it would not be without his, you know, fortitude to not take no for an answer. I mean, it wouldn't have been there, you know, but because
Oh
of
my
Neil's
God.
drive and passion for the island, that's why
Yeah.
it's happening today.
We put out a new book. I did when we were held up with COVID in the houses and
Where's
stuff.
the book? We don't have the book to show. I wish we had the book.
I ran
'cause it
out
is
of them,
amazing.
or I would have brought some over here.
Well, you'll send me a photo.
Yeah, well, you can. It's online. You can see it online, but we'll make sure you get one. And I was just sending out stories that people told me about Bannerman's Island through the years on Facebook in COVID. And normally, where you get 100 hits, 100 people, we were getting 2,500 to 12,000
Beautiful.
in one time. And so I did a lot of stories, and we put it into a book. And we had Andre Genet, who's he's a renowned illustrator. He's done books for Joanna Gaines, for her cookbooks, for Magnolia, and he is amazing. And he's done a lot of the illustrations in the book, and they're just some fun stories.
It's
And
just a treasure trove out there.
It is. It
Yeah,
is, and
there's so much to see and do.
it is. And I'm tired,
Explore.
but I got to keep going because
Yeah.
we gotta get these places stabilized, or else they're gonna come down.
Right. And
Right.
you know, I wanted to mention we have a butterfly day coming up
Yes.
in August.
A what?
A butterfly day.
Is
Now I haven't experienced it yet, but I'm.
We have
butterfly.
a lecturer from the Nature Museum in Cornwall, and they come out and they bring the butterflies, and they show you one that's in a cocoon, and then they show
Cool.
you the different stages. And we are a butterfly way station on Bannerman's Island. We are official, and we have milkweed that's there because that's where they lay their
Larva.
their larvae, so they
Okay.
can grow.
Yes.
So but the butterflies, the monarchs, we're Monarch Way Station. They come from here and go all the way to Mexico,
Right.
and then they come back again.
Right.
It's just totally amazing that they get fly so far.
So when is Butterfly Day?
It's in August.
I think it's August 14th.
Yes, I
Okay.
believe it is. But,
But
it's on
it's
the
on the
website
website.
again.
I would look on the
BannermanCastle.org.
website. Okay.
Yeah. Everything's on the website.
All right. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
It's
thank you,
great.
Nan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, and we look forward
Thank
to
you.
seeing Collar.
We look forward to doing that too. That would be just wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
I've been looking for